Okay guys, welcome back. So it is Jeff and here we are. We're going to talk some more real estate. I'm with Keller Williams Realty. I've been in business for 32 years now, so quite a long time. Today we're going to share one of the hottest topics over the past 8 years, and believe it or not, even in these coronavirus times, it is still a very hot topic in certain price ranges. So let's talk about the 10 do's and don'ts in multiple offer situations. So first of all, this one is critical. Please, whatever you do, become pre-approved with a lender before you submit an offer. And that is more than just talking to a lender and giving them some information verbally. Take that extra step, find a lender that will underwrite your loan, give you a full approval subject to just title and appraisal. It will turn you into a virtual cash buyer and you'll be able to compete head on and much more effectively with these folks that just don't have that next level step. Get your agent that is representing you to speak to the listing agent to get whatever information they can from them. Here's the kind of questions I love to ask. You go, so Jill, we are going to be submitting an offer on your property, and I really just like to start off on the right foot. So, is it better for your client if we do a quick closing, or would your client prefer that we close now, but then maybe lease it back to you so that you can have a couple of extra months to look for the next house? What do you think is better for your client? So the beauty of this is you're asking it in such a way that they'll let their defenses down and give you some information that's critical to help shape your decision. You don't want to be offering an extended closing if they're trying to close super quickly, and vice versa. If they really need that flexibility and you can give it to them to try to push that closing out, or at least push their possession time out and let them look for a house, you can get a leg up on your competition. It's things like that that's going to win the day. So number 3, how many offers are you competing against? Now the other agent, depending how they are, they may not give that information up, but I can promise you this, they frequently do. And so the more you talk to them and have your agent talk to them, the more they do that in kind of a friendly, non-threatening way, the more you're going to get that information you can rely on. That's critical because if you have 1 or 2 offers, it's kind of a 50-50 proposition maybe of whether you have full price or not. But I can tell you this, if you have 10 or 15 offers on the table, don't even bother and offer full price. You are not going to get that property unless you're going to make it crazy attractive. Maybe cash, no inspection, no appraisals, just crazy simple and clean with a quick closing if that's what they want. But aside from that, don't even bother if you're going in with a financed offer and nothing compelling. Just save your time and heartache because you're not going to win. Now look, number 4, make a realistic offer and be working with an agent that you can trust enough to give you good guidance on what a realistic offer is. It sort of goes back to the last point. It does not do you any good to make an offer that is so low that it's just going to get rejected out of hand when you know you're going to be competing against better offers. Make a good offer from the start so it'll take you seriously if you really want this house. Number 5, what do we have here? So number 5, don't load up your offer with special requests. I mean, I've seen it all. It's like, vacuum the home or return it, make all the possessions out and all these kind of things that they're probably going to do anyway. The more you load it up and make yourself look picky, clean the house, give me a termite bond, whatever it is, give me pay for servicing of the air conditioners before you even have the inspection, these kind of things. Home warranties, don't load that up on the front end. Maybe after you secure it and you're in the due diligence period and doing your inspections, you can try to then get what you can. But in the front end, when you're trying to get this home under contract, make it look like you're the easiest person in the world to deal with. You're going to improve your chances. Keep contingencies low or none if possible. What does this mean? Well, if you're competing against a lot of offers and everybody is similar in price range, the guy who maybe doesn't have an appraisal contingency, the guy who maybe knows he's going to be qualified because he's been pre-approved and takes out his financial contingency, it's things like that that can really sway at the end of the day on who the seller selects. It's not always just about the money. So make it be as simple and secure. Part of the reason for the pre-approval, make that seller know that if they get in a transaction with you, they're going to get to the closing table. You might want to consider, here in Georgia, right, we have due diligence where in that period of time, it's negotiable, typically 7 days in a competitive offer situation, maybe 10 or a little bit more if you're not in competitive. That's when you're doing your inspections, and the buyer has a right to terminate for no reason whatsoever and get their earnest money back. Well, you know what? Consider submitting that offer with taking it as is with right of inspection. So what you're doing there is say, you know what, we're not really going to ask you for anything, but we do want to inspect it in case there's something large that we overlooked, in which case we'll just, terminate the agreement. Now, of course, you can really go back to them if you do find something surprising. But doing that says, again, you're going to be easy to work with. You're more likely to get your offer accepted. Number 8. This is a good one. And it sounds funny, but I promise you it absolutely works sometimes. Write a love letter to your seller. Tell them what you love about it. Maybe, connecting your family. You're going to, raise your kids here. What you fell in love with the home about. Now, if this is an investor-owned home, do they really care? Probably not. But if this is a home somebody's owned for 20 or 30 years, raised their family in, it can make all the difference in the world. I've absolutely seen a seller take a lower offer from a seller that they really wanted to have their house. So, think about including that letter if in fact it's appropriate. All right, number 9. This is important too. Have your agent connect and talk to that listing agent if they can. Don't be a pest. You don't want to get on that kind of, you want to have a good relationship with that listing agent. What do you want to do? You want to try to connect with them and let them know, wow, you're really on top of this. You're communicating well. You're communicating frequently. Your client really wants this house, because what the listing agent doesn't want, they do not want to get into a transaction with your client and then your client be lukewarm and they jump to another property. They just, the first time something comes up and the gutter is bent, or they hear that the AC is 10 years old and they want to bail. Nah, the seller and listing agent don't want to deal with that. So you want to make sure that your client, that the buyer seems like, right, they are really committed to this house. And last, have your agent make sure that the offer is complete and no errors in it or missing blanks and things like that. If your agent is not doing a good job filling out the paperwork, if there's not taking the time to fill out the information from the other agent on the contact sheet, information about the seller, keep the listing agent from having to do that stuff. They'll take notice of it. I promise you that. Once again, you look like a professional. You look like someone that's going to be easy to deal with. Tell you what, I promise you, if you incorporate most of this into your multiple offer situations, you will absolutely win more multiple offer situations and get that home that you really want. Till next time, if there's anything I can do, reach out. If there's something I didn't cover, other questions, please just let me know. I'm always happy to answer them. Till next time, take care. All the best.